Organic farming is a farming system with the minimal or no use of chemical as a fertilizer, herbicides, pesticides, etc. And with a maximum input of a organic manure, recycle farm wastage, straw as well as livestock excreta, use of bioagents such as culture of a blue-green algae in preparation of biofertilizer. For preparing what? Biofertilizer, which are necessary for the crop, for their growth. It is prepared by which, different culture of a blue green algae as well as bioagents, which is also one of the bioagents, and a farm wastage. Farm wastage means what? Organic manure, recycle, as well as farm wastage, for example straw and livestock excreta. By all these things, biofertilizer will form, and this biofertilizer will help crop for maintaining its growth. So here for the organic farming we can use this type of biofertilizer, in place of what? In place of chemical fertilizer. And such farming are said to be what? Organic farming, and which is said to be organic farming. So as a fertilizer we should use what? Biofertilizer in place of chemical fertilizer, and such farming are said to be a organic farming. Now neem leaves or a turmeric specific in the grain storage as a biopesticide. As a biopesticide, what? Neem leaves, as well as turmeric specia specifically in a grain storage, for what? Biopesticides, as a chemical pesticides. In place of that chemical pesticides we should use what? Biopesticide in the form of whom? Neem leaves, turmeric specifically in a grain storage. With the healthy cropping system, mixed cropping, intercropping, and crop rotation as discussed below in 15.1.2, which we have already, we will see. Now these cropping system are beneficial in insects, pest, and weed control. For pest, weed control, as well as providing nutrient to whom? Crop. It is very important. Irrigation. Second is what? Second is irrigation. Most agriculture in India in rain feeds. That is, the success of a crop is most area is dependent on timely monsoon and sufficient rainfall. What? Rain feed means what? It is totally depends on the rainfall. Timely monsoon depending totally on the rainfall which will be seen. And it should get a sufficient rainfall in that particular area wherever a crop is forming. Wherever a crop is forming, that area should get sufficient amount of rainfall. Then and only then a crop will get proper amount of nutrition. Because we know it very well that crop need water also, and that should be in a sufficient amount so they can maintain its growth, as well as they will get a proper amount of nutrient. So this sufficient amount of rainfall is also one of the most important thing and factor spread through most of the growing season. Hence poor monsoon cause a crop failure, and if a monsoon is poor, then what will be seen? A crop get failed. So crop need a sufficient amount of water, depending on their stamina as well as their features. Depending on their features, crop need a different amount of water. Some crop need a more water, some crop need a little bit of water. So depending on that area, wherever a such crop is sown, okay, they should get a sufficient amount of whatever depending on what, okay, depending on a crop, okay, depending on the crop should get a proper amount of water, then and only then they will get a nutrient, okay. So it is the important feature and factor. Ensuring that the crop get water at a right stage during their growing season can increase the expected yield of any crop. Okay, what? Ensuring that a crop will get a right stage. Right stage means what? Okay, proper amount of water. Okay, during their growing season. Okay, whenever they are growing in whichever season. Okay, if a crop get a proper amount of water, then it will give what? Okay, it will give expected yield, means a maximum amount of yield can be seen, okay, from the crop. Okay, so crop should get a proper amount of water, then and only then what? Okay, crop will give a expected yield. Okay, so therefore many measures are used to bring more and more agriculture land under irrigation. Okay, so most of the agriculture land are should be in the irrigation. Okay, irrigation facility should be sufficient. So it is the important features which is said to be irrigation. Now the next is India has a wide variety of water resources and a highly varied climate. Okay, we know it very well that India is a wide variety of water resources. We have also a highly varied climate. Okay, climate are different. Various type of climate are seen. Under such condition, several different kind of irrigation system are adopted to supply water to agriculture land depending on the kind of water resources available. Okay, depending on the water resources available. Okay, this kind of water resources should be given. Okay, and water supply are of different types. Okay, different types of water resources are there for supplying what? Okay, water to for irrigation, and this includes well. Okay, from which sources? Okay, well, canal, river, and tank. Okay, these are the such sources through which water should be supplied for the irrigation. Okay, so well, the first is well. There are two types of well. Okay, well are also two types, dug well as well as tube well. Okay, in a dug well, water is collected from the water bearing strata. Okay, from the strata means from the inside. Okay, from there, okay, water get collected, and from the tube well can tap water from the deeper strata. Okay, in the deeper strata from the deep inside the land. Okay, tube well will what? Okay, will absorb. Okay, tap water means what? They will absorb or get water from the deeper strata of a land. And in a dug well, you can see that it is automatically corrected from the bearing strata. Okay, from the bearing strata, you should see in the dug well that water get automatically corrected, whereas for the tube well we have to pressurize or absorb a water from the inside the land. Okay, inside the layer of a land. Okay, so this is the difference between two wells. Okay, dug well as well as tube well. In tube well we have to absorb it. Okay, tap out. Okay, from this well water is lifted by the pump for irrigation, and from there, okay, you should see that with the help of pump irrigation can be done. Now the next is canal. Now the next is canal. This is usually an elaborate and extensive irrigation system. In this system, canal receive a water from one or a more reservoir or from the river. Okay, from the different river or from the more reservoir, this water can be collected for the irrigation system, and The main canal is divided into branch canal having further distribution to the irrigate field. Okay, what? Okay, main canal which is a wide in a range. Okay, they get divided into two different small canal, and these canal are directly supplied to where or which place wherever irrigation should be there. Okay, so from the canal a farmer, okay, should easily irrigate or pump out or tap out water, okay, from the canal and use for the irrigation. Okay, once again I am repeating, okay, through a canal. Okay, canal are irrigated, are used for irrigation system only. Canal, okay, a huge canal or a big canal, okay, which have a wide in a range, okay, their range are wide, that one single canal or a wide canal get divided into two or more, okay, one or more reservoir or more than one small canal, and from that canal divided into a branch canal which we say it is a branch canal, and that branch canal, okay, is used for what? For irrigation field, okay, because they are passing to a near to the field, okay, wherever irrigation is needed or necessary. Okay, so farmer can use easily from this facility. Okay, now river rift system. In area where canal flow is insufficient or irregular due to inadequate reservoir release, the rift system is more rational. Okay, so water is directly drawn from the river for supplementing irrigation in area close to river. Okay, so here you can see that a canal, okay, flow is insufficient or irregular, then what will be seen? That a area which is near about the river, they will what? Okay, they will directly take a water, okay, for their irrigation. Okay, they will drawn out a water from the river, okay, because that area is near the river, and due to which you can see that they will use for the irrigation. Okay, now the tank. These are the small storage, okay, tank which we said is a small storage reservoir which intercept and store a run of a smaller catchment area. Okay, tank, okay, which we are saying, okay, from the tank also they will what? Okay, they will fill up a tank, okay, farmer will fill up a tank for irrigation purpose. Okay, so this is also one of the source through which a farmer will get a proper amount of irrigation facility. Okay, now the next is fresh initiative for increasing the water available for agriculture, includes rainwater harvesting and watershed management. Okay, some of them will what? Okay, they will harvest rainwater. Okay, that is known as fresh initiative for increasing the water availability. Okay, for agriculture. Okay, they will what? Okay, harvest a water which are getting from the rain, which we said is a rainwater harvesting, watershed management, and this involve building small check dams, okay, which we said as a for the check dam. Okay, they will reserve or correct in the form of check dam, which lead to increase in the ground water level, and the check dam stop the river rain water from the flowing away and also reduce soil erosion. Okay, with the help of check dam a water flow can be stopped, and due to which soil erosion can be stopped or reduced. Okay, because we know it very well that whenever a water get flown, okay, during that time they will what? They will wash out a soil, okay, from one area to another area. Okay, or they will wash a particular area mineral as well as nutrient on a soil. Okay, so it is also important that we should stop a soil erosion. Now the next is cropping pattern. Okay, cropping pattern. Different way of growing crop can be used to give a maximum benefit. Mixed cropping is grown two or more crops simultaneously on the same piece of land. Okay, in the same piece of land, you can see that mixed crop can be grown. In the mixed crop, you can see that two or more crop can simultaneously, okay, can be sown in the same land. For example, wheat and gram, or a wheat mustard, or a groundnut and sunflower. This reduces a risk and gives some insurance against failure of one crop. Okay, if a one crop get fail, then a farmer should get its proper amount of yield from second one. Okay, so it is also important that we should secure or ensure our crop. Okay, if by chance one crop is what, okay, fail, then from the second we can easily use it. Okay, so it is also important. Intercropping is growing two or more crops simultaneously on the same field in the definite pattern. Okay, different pattern is that. Okay, so a few row of a one crop alternate with a few row of a second crop. Okay, which you can see. Okay, intercropping which you are seeing. Okay, for example, soybean plus maize. Okay, here you can see that soybean and maize, or finger millet which we say it as a bajra plus cowpea robia. Okay, the crop are selected such that their nutrient requirement are different. Okay, their nutrient requirement should be different, because if a same required nutrient can be sown with each other, and what will be seen, there is a lack of that particular nutrient. Okay, because both the crop will need a same nutrient, and due to which you will see that insufficient amount of nutrient can be seen in a different crop. So we should select a such crop which are need, or which will need what, okay, which will need a different amount of nutrient, so they get balanced with each other. Okay, if a single nutrient can be needed to both the crop, then what will be seen, a lack of that nutrient can be seen. So we should select such that both of them should require a different nutrient from each other. This ensures a maximum utilization of a nutrient supply, and also prevent a pest and the disease from the spreading to all the plants belonging to one crop in the field, and this way both crop can be better returned. Okay, so you can see that they will protect each other. Okay, so this is the intercropping system. The growing of a different crop on a piece of a land in a pre-planned success is known as a crop rotation, which we say it as what, crop rotation. Okay, which is also known as crop rotation. Okay, depending upon the duration, crop rotation is done for a different crop combination. Okay, for the duration time, crop combination can be seen or crop rotation can be done. The availability of a moisture and irrigation facilities decide the choice of a crop to be cultivated after one harvest. Okay, after one harvest, what, okay, choice of a crop can be seen, okay, for the cultivation, and irrigation facility is also decided. Okay, so if a crop rotation is done properly, then what will be seen, a 2 or 3 crop can be grown in a year with a good harvest. With a good harvest, okay, 2 or 3 crop can be grown easily. Okay, so it is the important source that a crop should be maintained and a proper amount of balance should be there. Okay, now crop protection management. Field crops are infected by a large number of weeds, insect pests, and diseases. If a weeds and a pest are not controlled at the appropriate time, then they can damage the crop so much that most of a crop is lost. Okay, that much amount of damage can be seen that most of the crop get lost. Okay, so we should protect what? Okay, we should protect our crop by different manners. Okay, that we will study in this, and how it is managed. Okay, that is also studied in this. Weeds are unwanted plants in the cultivated field. Okay, for the in the cultivated field you can see that weeds, which is what? Okay, unwanted plant, or which is also known as a waste material. Okay, for example, xanthium. Okay, gokro, which we say it as a gokro. Gajar grass, which we say it as a parthenium. Okay, cyperinius rotundus, which we say it as a mota. They compete for a food, space and light. Okay, so weeds take up nutrient and reduce the growth of a crop. Here, which is unwanted, which we say it as a weeds. Okay, weeds will take what? Okay, weeds will take all the nutrient from the soil, and a crop will not get proper amount of nutrition. Okay, so weeds is what? Okay, unwanted waste. Okay, which are growing with the crop, and that unwanted, okay, will take all the nutrient, and this nutrient will lack in home to a crop, so it is reduced or it is removed, so that crop will get a proper amount of nutrient. Okay, so therefore removal of weeds from the cultivated field during the earliest stage of crop growth is essential for the good harvest. Okay, for the good harvest we should remove all the weeds, okay, which are growing with a crop, so it get easily drilled. Okay, so drill should get a proper amount and crop will get a sufficient amount of nutrient. Okay, so it is important. Now generally insect pest attack the plants in three ways. Okay, in the three way you can see that insect pest will attack. They cut the root, stem and leaf. Okay, what? Okay, they will cut the root, stem and leaf. They suck the cell shape from a various parts of plant. Okay, from the parts of plant, what? Okay, cell shapes can be sucked out by the insect. They bore into a stem and fruits. Okay, which we are saying. Okay, they bore into what? Okay, inside that fruit or stem. Okay, they will reach. Okay, that in a fruit which we are generally in the fruit which we are saying. Okay, earthworm as well as many other. Okay, they thus affect the health of a crop and reduce a yield. Okay, what? Okay, they will affect the health as well as reduce the yield. Okay. Disease in the plants are caused by a pathogen such as bacteria, fungi and viruses. Okay, by bacteria, fungi and viruses you can see all these are one of the pathogen due to which disease can be seen in the plants. Okay, this pathogen can be present in and transmitted through the soil, water and air. Okay, it can easily transmitted through soil, water and air. Weeds, insects and diseases can be controlled by various methods. All these things can be controlled by which? Okay, by various methods. One of the most commonly used method is the use of pesticides. Okay, pesticide, which is one of the useful method, which includes herbicides, insecticides and fungicides. Okay, by this you can see that it can be controlled or maintained. These chemicals are sprayed on the crop plant or used for the treatment or treating a seeds and soil. Okay, so they are sprayed easily. Okay, which we are generally we are observing that. Okay, a bag containing chemical, a man will spray it or spray out a chemical. Okay, so by these methods you can see that a crop can be protected from the insects. Okay, however excessive use of these chemical create problem. Okay, so we should not use excessive amount of chemical since they can be poisonous to many plants and animal species and cause environmental pollution. Okay, because lot of the amount of a chemical will make what the environmental pollution. So it is necessary that we should not use a maximum amount of chemical. Weeds control a method also includes a mechanical removal, preventive methods such as proper seeds, bed preparation, timely sowing of a crop, okay, intercropping and crop rotation also help in the weeds control. Okay, so some other preventive measure against pest are the use of resistance varieties. Okay, by a resistance variety it is used, and summer plowing in which field are ploughed deep in the summer to destroy a weeds and pest. Okay, for destroying these they are ploughed out. Now the storage of a grain. Storage ruses in agriculture produce can be very high. Factor responsible for the such ruses are biotic, okay, which we say it as insects. Okay, by biotic you can see that insects, rodents, fungi, mites, and bacteria. And abiotic is inappropriate moisture and temperature. Okay, which we say it is abiotic. That is also responsible. Okay, in place of storage. This factor cause a degradation in quality, and due to which you can see that degradation in the quality is seen, loss in a weight, poor germinability, as well as discoloration of a produce or a product which we said, all leading to a poor marketability, and due to which you can see that due to all these factors, okay, the crop get damaged, and in the marketability you can see a poor marketability can be seen in a market. And this factor can be controlled by proper treatment and by systematic management of a warehouses. Okay, it can be secured by whom? Okay, proper amount of treatment and systematically management. Okay, by managing systematically, it can be reduced or it can be protected. Preventive and control measures are used before grains are stored for the future use. Okay, that can be prevented for the future use also, and they include a strict cleaning of a produce before storage. Okay, before storage you should what? Okay, you should clean. Okay, whatever it is producing, proper drying of a produce first in a sunlight. Okay, whatever product is there, that should be what? Okay, properly it get dried, okay, with the help of sunlight. Okay, so the moisture particle which are present in the product, they should easily evaporate or removed from the crop. And then in seeds, and fumigation using chemical that can kill a pest. Okay, by fumigation you can see that a chemical that can kill a pest. Okay, due to which the pest can be easily killed, and this is the process.
Crop protection. Do you know, still the production of crop has many other obstacles to be taken care? Some of them are weeds, insects, and plant diseases. Now, let us learn to find some more details about them. Weeds. Did you ever visit a crop in villages? Then you might observe along with plants in the field, you can find some other plants with them. Those plants are called as weeds. Do you know how the weeds affect the plants? The weeds affect the water supply, nutrients, sunshine, etc., which are available to the plants. Hence, the field should be weeded at regular intervals. Insects and plant diseases. Apart from weeds, plants are also affected by insects. But There are also some insects which eat the stems of the plants, nibble the leaves, and destroy the roots, thus affect the production of crop. Other than insects, some of the microorganisms also destroy the crops. Even though some of the microorganisms help in the supply of nitrogen to the plants, but some others destroy the crops. We can't see the microorganisms on the plants, but we can find how it causes destruction to the plants. Microorganisms causes shriveling and discoloration of leaves, rusting of stems and leaves, fungal growths, etc. Hence, to protect the crops, farmers apply insecticides, fungicides, and chemicals, etc. to the crop. But even though those insecticides, chemicals, etc. are helpful to the crop from pests, they're also being harmful to the health of the human beings. Let us find how. When chemicals are sprayed to the plants, most of them remain in the soil and find their way into the water sources, which are harmful to the human health. When the farmers spray chemicals to the field, they're also getting exposed to them, inhale them, and thus it enters into the human body. Alternative measures are introduced to prevent such complications. For example, natural pest controlling methods. Along with harmful insects, we can also find some eco-friendly insects which help to protect the crop from these harmful insects.